And we're live, I believe, ladies and gentlemen.
For the first time in a long time, it's all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
The dramatic return of all yo senpais.
The band's back together.
Yeah, the original.
The boys are back in town.
The three musketeers are together, and they got nougat inside them.
Let's get Haley Joel Osment over here to join because the Three Musketeers are in Kingdom Hearts.
I am so glad to have back with me my good friends J-Chip from the J-Chip Show and Art from Art of Anime. It was fun doing a solo cast last week. I quickly realized that I'm not an interesting enough person by myself. It's awesome to see you guys again. I understand that Mr. J-Chip is going through a moving process. That's why he doesn't have any Fruits Basket posters behind him, or whatever he had before.
Fruits Basket and Yu Yu Hakusho.
I'm glad I got 50% right.
I do have a Millennium Puzzle, so at least I got something that resembles anime in my room.
There you go.
You're gonna scream Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
When's a Yu-Gi-Oh live action coming out? When are we gonna get that with some CG hair?
No, not CG hair. That has to be practical.
No, just his hair. And Jack Atlas, because his hair always looks like he's going 500 miles an hour all the time.
Well, I mean, hey, he's on a motorcycle, so it kind of makes sense.
Even when he's walking.
But listen, it'll be an American adaptation, and Bandit Keith will be Japanese.
All right, in Japan. Oh no! Did that joke kill J-Chip from the J-Chip Show? Oh no, it was too good. There he is.
No, someone came in and needed something.
Oh, it's fine. They could be on the cast, dude. They could be Sugoi. So I guess we'll do our normal hullabaloo here. We talk about what we have watched / read. Currently, I was actually being a seasonal pleb for a tad. I had saw the first 3 episodes of Neverland. I think I'll continue it, but is it any good? It's all right. I mean, I had read the first couple chapters in the manga a long time ago, and I thought this would be better as an anime. And it sort of is, but it's like in the years since then, like I think just my taste has kind of changed a tad, and I'm not that big on the art of it, but it's an interesting story. It's kind of like a cool like thriller feeling, which you don't get in a lot of shows, I feel like. Last night I watched Wolf Children and did the review of that. And last night I did start Anohana, the flower we saw that day. And I was like planning on just watching 2 episodes and then going to bed, or just going to like play a game or something. I was like, I'm just 2 episodes. Here we go. And that quickly turned into 5.
So you're already halfway done.
Yes. A half of another episode, and I will officially be halfway done. So spoiler alert, I'm enjoying it. I like it. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it was just going to be sort of this sad boy show. Like
the first 1 or 2 episodes, did you get that feeling of like, okay, how am I going to get sad at this?
Yeah.
Okay. Get back to me when you're done.
I could see the thing is I could see like a future miasma being very sad, because you know what's happening is in like episodes 1 and 2, I was not super into Menma, and now I'm growing more attached to Menma, and
also,
Menma's already ripped. So
also miasma. Here's a thing. I was spoiled to Anohana and it still got me at the end.
Okay. I don't know. See, okay. I was spoiled to Clan Ad and it got me.
It's kind of like your situation with Clan Ad. It was kind of the same thing.
Yeah, pseudo spoiled. I knew like one thing that was like a big thing that was happening. I didn't know like everything that would happen in After Story, but like the events that happened to a certain character, I knew that happened. I didn't know like how or when or what. I just knew that was like part of the show.
Yeah.
And Anohana, I like its. I really. This is gonna sound weird because I wonder if this bothers a lot of people because the show it's such a short show that the fucking pacing is pretty like I like how like pretty like rapid it is because it's like I thought it would be sort of like slow and draggy, but knowing it's only 11 episodes, but I kind of like how I thought they were going to spend like a ton of time like pulling this character back, like the five friends like getting this character back, and so far it's been like, all right, the main guy talks to the girl that clearly like likes him or whatever. He goes to get the video game or whatever, and we get a hint about like the mentality of everybody else. And then it's like, oh, like, get everybody together in the forest real quick. Go, everybody get here. Everybody get over here. I liked that. I liked how we didn't spend like 5 million hours trying to convert like one guy into like believing in kawaii ghost Jesus. I
think Anohana's strong point is that it gets to the point and it works.
Yeah, it is. I like my favorite is the big guy. The fuck's his name?
Popo. Yeah.
He's my favorite. I don't want this to be. This is not going to be the Anohana podcast, but I need to mention this because this reminded me of God, is it Heaven's Lost Property, where like there's just like a blatant homeless character and no one like gives a fuck.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Popo lives in the goddamn woods, and no one like that's not a problem with anyone. It's just like, wow, they compliment him on it. It's like, wow, you really souped up the old hideout.
Children.
They're like, you really souped up the hideout. Yeah, I did. By the way, I went to like India and China and all this shit. You live in a hut. What the fuck? Where are your parents? What the fuck is happening? And then in Heaven's Lost Property, it's that guy trying to find the new world who like lives by the river for some reason.
Maybe they're the same people.
Is that just a Japan? Do Japanese people just accept that like teenage boys just going off, living in the woods? But yeah, Anohana, pretty good anime. No. And then I also last thing I do want to mention, I'll be doing a video about this. I finished what
Anohana
might be my favorite manga ever. ? At least for now. At least for now. It was awesome. It was a really, really good conclusion. And Justin needs to get there.
Uh-huh.
Have you read the whole thing, Art?
No.
Okay. You should also do that. Everyone should. It's very, very good. But J Chip from the J Chip Show, and have you had time to watch / read things?
Yes, I finished a couple anime, and I'm slowly watching anime that I'm forced to watch, but mainly one show that I'm binging that puts me to sleep.
All right, you got to name some of those things.
Okay, so the first show I watched while I was away was Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad.
I've heard good things about that.
That's an amazing show. And if you doubt Greg Ayres as a voice actor, watch that in dub because he is fantastic.
Hey, Matoy. Tomoki had no parents, only Icarus and her watermelons. It's not Tomoki I'm worried about. It's the
Sugata, I think his name
Sugata.
was.
Yeah.
Sweet Pea. What were you saying about Beck, though, Justin? Sorry.
If you doubt, I was going to say, if you doubt Greg Ayres as a good voice actor, watch Beck in dub, and yeah, he's amazing in that show. And he's not like a pervy character. He's like this normal dude that likes rock music.
There's a couple good roles he has, but they cast him as the annoying kid in everything.
There is an annoying kid, but it's not him.
He's Chrono in Chrono Crusade, but no one cares about that but me.
Also, Greg Ayres is a really good singer because they don't
touch my.
they don't use the Japanese dub.
Touch my tingly nips. Is that what you're doing?
There, I won't spoil much, but there is a song called "Slip Out," which is about getting circumcised, and that's
all
it.
right, but
That's all. That's all you need to know.
Baby, touch my tingling nips with your gentle hands.
All right, J Chip. Well, what are your thoughts on Ben as a show, though?
Loved it. I actually think it's one of the best coming of age anime that there is out there.
Coming
like if
age with circumcision.
Yeah.
You need a better choice of words, boy.
Yeah.
There goes monetization. Wonderful.
Like
you were anyway, my asthma.
The best way I can describe it is think Breakfast Club if it had a lot more rock and roll to it.
Okay.
You should go check it out because it's amazing.
Alrighty.
Another show I finished, which was also really good, was The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. However, I did it differently because I watch it in a different order, and it blows my mind.
He watched the last episode first.
Did you watch it chronologically, or did you
I watch? Okay, so
on the order, or in DVD order, or in Blu-ray order?
On the DVD order, there's two different orders. There's the Kyon order, and then there's the Haruhi order. So you can watch it in from their point of view. So the first episode for Kyon was episode 8.
Okay, what was the name of it? Do you remember?
I think it's the one where the time traveling bitch and then stay at the alien bitch's house.
Okay.
Because apparently, well, that's kind of a spoiler, but you've seen Haruhi, so
the first one I believe chronologically is the one where he talks about how she changes her hair every day.
Yeah, that's the first episode.
Okay.
Because they the way the DVD is laid out is that they put it in the chronological order, but you can watch it differently.
Isn't there 8 episodes that are the same or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people criticize that, and I watched it all again. It's not
as bad as people make it out to be because they change the animation every time, and there's slight little differences here and there. But it is the same exact story 7 of the 8 times.
It's still really interesting to watch, kind of.
Okay. Maybe someday.
And I finally got around to watch White Album 2. It is way better than White Album 1.
That seems to be the internet consensus.
Yeah, it's a high school anime, and it's better than anime about a college student that wants to fuck every girl that walks his path.
So you talking about School Days?
White Album 1 is a more boring version of School Days.
Oh.
White Album 2 is a lot better, and you don't need to watch White Album 1. You can just go straight to 2.
Oh, Layla Lucia's not a fan of Endless 8. This is what we want. We want anime controversy in the chat.
That's because the point of Endless 8 was to make the viewer feel like Kyon.
Yeah. And then the anime I'm watching every night before bed is Black Lagoon because I need something to watch to go to sleep.
Are you trying to say Black Lagoon's boring?
No, it's not. But I don't I just want to see shit blow up.
That's the opposite. I feel like if you're trying to go to bed, Black Lagoon might be the last show that I want to watch. All right, hold on.
Okay.
Let me put my head down on a pillow here. All right. Fuck. Fuck shit.
Yeah.
I have a big gun. I took it from my lord.
Revy comes in.
Time for bed.
Bitches.
If I'm trying to go to bed, I might watch I don't know. What's something really
Iko Taro's Lullaby.
At first I thought you said Ham Taro's Lullaby. I was is that some kind of Hamtaro OVA that I don't know about?
But yeah, other than that, I have the second omnibus for Flowers of Evil, and I'm gonna read that when I'm ready.
You'll enjoy it, I hope. All right, Art, what have you watched?
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3 and The World Ends With You. So that's your answer.
All right, that's that takes up time of life. Initial thoughts or thought? Would you like to express thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3?
Okay.
You have an open forum here.
There's a lot of criticisms going around about it that the episodic Disney pieces do nothing to advance the plot.
And those people are plebs?
Those people haven't played a Kingdom Hearts game before. Because it was the same way in 1. A lot of the criticisms 3 get can be applied mostly to 1. There was criticisms about the floaty combat, which they kind of fixed. There are issues with 3's combat that 2 didn't have, but there's also issues with combat in 2 that 3 fixes. Somebody made a good comparison video where how in 2, once you made a choice, you were locked into moving forward, and you couldn't cancel a combo, go into a guard, or run away. In 3, you can do all this intricate stuff where you could combo 3 attacks together, guard, dash, continue your combo, move it into magic, continue your guard, and jump in the air higher. The problem with that is even though 3 does all these cool things with its combat system, the game is way too easy. So they present these options for you, but there's really no need to use them outside of a level 1 run.
All right.
And then the other criticism I see going around is that it's a weak finale. But if you actually watch the ending, you know it's not the end of the entire series.
Okay.
So people think it's a finale, but it's not.
Axel has too much controversial opinions. Not too many. He has too much controversial opinions.
Okay.
I play Kingdom Hearts 3. By the way, hi Axel.
Yeah, don't play Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing literally every single game in the series.
I've never played any single one. So shit. Oh, I guess I missed a big one that of what I watched because I literally just watched it a mere few hours ago. Alita Battle Angel is a good movie. It is the best live action anime adaptation I've seen, even though like 5% of it's live action. It was really, really good. I watched it with Papa Miasma. And maybe I'll make a video. I was gonna review the 93 OVA and try and do that like the same day that the movie came out to see if that would get any clicks whatsoever, and then I got lazy. And then I did the Wolf Children video instead.
It's okay. You've exceeded your clicks for the month with your Vic Mignogna video.
I did. Which is a wonderful segue. So as much as this is like such a horse that is dead is probably a loose term or so forth, but just such a big thing.
You can't beat the dead horse if people are still going on about it.
That's true. This is an overridden horse. This is a horse that needs to lie down. So I'm sure everybody here knows the Vic Mignogna stuff, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least some stuff. I did a video about it, and my good friend Art gave me some cool comments on that. And then it kind of got us thinking about explaining a little bit sort of like my reasoning behind like sort of making that video and seeing if you guys out there and if my colleagues here sort of agree that like I made that as sort of, and actually the video kind of exploded in terms of videos on my channel.
But not more than Harry Lolly.
No, Harry Lolly forever king supreme, a #1 champion of the Antarctica. I made it because I stressed this in there. If you don't watch the video, you don't give a fuck about you. If you only like these chats, and this is the only time you hear me talk all week, I'll reiterate. I think it's dangerous to immediately pick a side with a situation like this. I don't care how much proof there might be on something, because a lot of this proof is coming from YouTubers or like a word of mouth or a tweet or something like that. So I don't side myself with stand with Vic, whatever the fuck it is, or either side. I support him as a voice actor. I think he is a talented voice actor. However, I stressed this in the video that if there were some fucked up shenanigans going on, then he would deserve whatever punishment he got. But I am of the belief that he probably, I would want the proof in front of me that he did it, which hasn't, as far as I could tell, been provided. And then you got a lot of back and forth with people, like tons of people. This was like chum in the water here of people making videos about it. And then, you have voice actors and actresses making statements about Vic. Notably, that I remember Monica Rial. I have not seen what Sean Schemmel had said, but Monica Rial was saying...
Sean Schemmel basically just said, don't judge the situation if you're not involved, you're assholes.
Okay. That's the closest thing to, I guess, my statement.
He was essentially defending Monica because people, like, not that her actions on Twitter were that great.
Yeah, I get it.
But she was getting certain comments that were a little unwarranted, but she didn't help the situation.
For sure. Let me get this out of the way, that nobody here should be attacking any of these people via social media. If you do, you're fucked up. And you need to get something better to do. So let me say that. I don't think any of these people deserve these bashings, really. However, what I had seen, I did not see the Sean Schemmel thing, but I had seen Monica Rial posting about how this earned her an unfollow for me. I did see that something along the lines of how there was like writing on the walls with Vic like a long time ago, and just like nobody like listened to her. And my thing with that, what I would say to her, even though she would never converse with me in anything, would be, I'm sure she totally cares about my opinion. She is, if you follow her on social media, she is one of the more, I would say, outgoing and expressive voice actors out there. Like, I would say probably like near the most posts and something like that, and someone who really, really speaks her mind and about her beliefs. And so I feel like if there was this elephant in the room, as people speak of, if there was this issue, why is this the first time that this is brought up? I don't know. But like I said, I'm not here to really jump on either side. I think people need to be careful and just sort of fence it for a second. And I feel bad that Vic has lost his job with Ruby. And as far as I know, he's not with Funimation anymore, which kind of sucks. But I guess they're, in their eyes, protecting their brand. Kind of blows. He's not going to be Crow and Ruby anymore. But that's from a fan perspective. Art, I wanted to get your kind of thoughts on this, because you were the one that sort of spawned me talking forever about this. All right. You have Art to thank, Internet.
So you covered a lot with just the whole Monica situation, and I mean, you have Jamie Marchi and Chris Sabat involved as well. A few other names that just went over my head. Sean Schemmel made a point specifically that I made to you, where if you're not involved, you really don't know the situation. Now, from what the public's seen, there doesn't seem to be definitive proof that that Vic has done anything. And as far as I'm aware, the public doesn't know that there's any legal investigation going on. Funimation just mentioned an investigation. But that doesn't mean that it's just not being kept confidential. There might be something going on behind the scenes that just isn't being made public that we don't know about. And to jump on the whole I stand with Vic or kick Vic, either way, just kind of...
It's like mob mentality.
Yeah, it really is. I think the biggest problem is you have what I perceive to be this minority of people who want to kick Vic. And then you have this majority, or it could be a very vocal minority, but from what I'm seeing on YouTube, it seems to be the majority of people stand with Vic. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't really care. If he did do these things, that's very sad. And I hope he does something to better himself so it doesn't happen in his life again. And if it didn't happen, Funimation's gonna have some some big fixing to do to their fans. But I think the biggest problem of the whole situation isn't anything with Funimation or Vic, but it's all these armchair detectives on the internet making videos with titles like comparable to a Ben Shapiro video where Ben defeats the liberals with facts and logic. Vic is proven innocent with these screenshots, when in the same video you're talking about photoshopped evidence against him. Do you not see the problem in that? Like, you're looking at screenshots to prove innocence, saying other things were photoshopped, but this could be photoshopped too. I just don't trust either side.
Yeah. You got to get them clicks, though, dude. You got to get, like, clear evidence, all caps, Vic is innocent, explanation point, with, like, a picture of his head and, like, some, like, random text bubble from, like, 2004. J-Chip from the J-Chip Show. What are your sort of thoughts on the situation?
I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Mm.
I hope to God that there is like a Clinton announcement being like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And other than that, I don't care.
He has not done that, but I follow him on Twitter, and what I have seen is he had this thing about how you shouldn't.
He did a few public,
a couple posts about how
he did a few speeches too at a few places. There's videos on YouTube.
I saw that, and then on Twitter he's just had postings about how like you can't necessarily believe just what people say, and he is not liking the fact that people, because I'm sure he just found out that like obviously this caused a whole bunch of debate and stupid argument on the internet, so I'm sure shit got said too about his fans, like to his fans, stuff like that. So I think that he's a guy who wears a lot of stuff on his sleeve, as it were. So like, if it's his faith, if it's his, I think he's a sensitive dude who is very prone to, like, a lot of people don't like him. So he's sort of an easy target, and I don't necessarily see him as someone who would necessarily put up the hugest fight against allegation, even if it wasn't true. I feel like he would, whatever it is, sort of defense curl into an apologetic nature. And I think a lot of people just before this did not like Vic, and this is sort of fuel on the fire to do so. And then you have, I'm sure, SHW fucking out there who couldn't give a fuck about anime dubs, jumping on the fire here.
And here's the thing, like, no matter what happens, I'm still gonna watch the anime that he's in dubbed.
Oh,
I'm still gonna hear his voice, and like, to the people that like may want to judge you for watching a Vic Mignogna show or whatever he's in, like, you're just retarded.
Do they I would ask those people, like, do they watch Rurouni Kenshin? Do they watch Welcome to the NHK? Do they like Toriko?
Cosby Show?
Do they like the Cosby Show? Do they like Toriko? Do they like anybody who's ever made something and fucked up at the same time? Penn State football. Yeah. Hey, if you like Rurouni Kenshin, that guy did some fucked up shit too. MMO Junkie.
I love Rurouni Kenshin, so I'm still gonna watch it.
There you go. That's fine. Vic Mignogna, I will still say this: I love his voice. He is Ed Elric, and Ed Elric is him. I would never ever want to hear. I've never listened
to like quality shows.
I've never listened to the sub ever because to me, Vic Mignogna is Ed. Like that's like Cowboy Bebop. I would not listen to the Japanese either because that cast is that cast. I want to see what these guys said. Simply put, if you make allegation on the internet, proof they believe face value should be reported to the police, not social media. I don't necessarily know where reports first happened, so I can't necessarily comment on that. Ben Liptard Destroyer Spear. Hope my Twitter feed just stops talking about it. Yes. Okay. Literally, I watched like maybe two videos about the situation before deciding to make my own. And I'm pretty sure there are people like I've never really watched on YouTube.
Yeah, there's people I've never even heard of that I'm seeing videos upwards of like 50 to 100K views.
Yeah.
About Vic.
And now my feed is all
thing.
Now
they're literally all saying the same thing.
Now he's his own category in my feed. Now it's like stuff I would watch. So it's like, hentai. No, it's like anime stuff, and then it'll be like I watch a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh videos, so it'll be like anime, Yu-Gi-Oh, and then literally the next thing, very often, it'll just say Vic Mignogna, and it'll be like a million videos about him. FMA is one of the best anime ever made. Vic is in it. People, so I think he means lose if they don't want to see it. I would agree. I think that's something that you separate the art from the artist, sort of. On that.
There is another point I want to make.
Yeah.
In terms of like defending him, though, I've seen some pretty terrible. As much as we're talking about the people like making these videos and everything, some of them at least are coming from a point of, hey, I found this evidence. This claims his innocence, whatever. Or the other way around, I found this evidence that claims he's guilty. There's a section of people out there that are just so blatantly retarded that, and I've seen them firsthand in Discord servers I'm in. Vic did nothing wrong. He voiced amazing characters like Ed Elric. That's supposed to be a defense?
Yeah, that means he can't do bad things.
Like, I mean, if you're going to defend him, go right ahead. But never defend somebody with that. Yeah,
he's, what's his name? Death Scythe and Soul Eater? Is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah, he's Spirit.
Spirit, that's what he is. He can't, he can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hate people not checking out people's work because they did some shit. Like, if you don't want to support them, just torrent it or something. Oh, man.
I mean, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think is actually, like, what do you think the end result of this is going to be? Because so far, like, he's already gotten canned from a bunch of stuff. He's having cons canceled. Like,
unfortunately, and I hesitate to say this, but with everything happening, I hope it's true. Not because I love Vic and everything, and I wish it weren't true, but with all the stuff that's already happened between Funimation, Rooster Teeth, and all the convention staff, all of the single people, Monica Rial, Sean Schemmel, Chris Sabat, etc., this is gonna look really bad on like the Western industry as a whole if it isn't true.
I feel like if it's not true, it'll just like sort of like, I think you'll have certain like very small groups of people that'll act like rightfully butthurt about it, but then it'll sort of fade out just because I feel like he's just sort of going to not fight and sort of fade out, and then it'll be because you're already talking
People
about.
are still talking about the fucking Gamergate thing in prison school, the patriarchy and Dragon Maid, and the slut shaming, and my first girlfriend is a gal. They don't give up on this stuff.
I don't know any of those things.
Those are single lines of dialogue in the dub that people disliked, that certain ADR directors put in, Jamie Marchi being one of them, who is involved in this, and they are bringing it back up because she is a vocal feminist. And they are equating that to the Vic situation. People will not forget this because it connects to those things. If people don't... Prison School was what, 2015? Dragon Maid was 2016? They're not shutting up about those dubs. They're not going to give up on Vic, unfortunately. So if it does happen to not be true, I don't think Funimation will catch a break for a while.
Even if it's brought up to not be true, the people that don't like him aren't going to all of a sudden like him. They're just going to say it's...
Well, no, those people are still going to dislike.
They're going to say it's some kind of conspiracy bullshit that they covered something up for him. It's.
But again, I think the people that are in the Kick Vic section are kind of a minority.
Yeah. I'd say it's more support of him, I suppose. J-Chip, what do you perceive as to happen, or what do you hope happens?
Kind of like what Art said. I hope it's true, but not in the way that like I hate him, because like I don't want people to look bad. I kind of want this to just like end.
It's like it's really hard to like say what you want to happen. Like you don't want it to be true because Vic's this awesome voice actor, but what are the repercussions of it if it isn't true?
I think for me personally, no matter what happens, I'm not gonna care in the slightest.
No, I'm not. I'm really not either. But
I'm still gonna watch Funimation shows and watch their dubs if it's good.
Well, I hope
that's not gonna change.
Here's my pie in the sky dream: is that this isn't true, and I mean, then the internet might explode. But then I want to hear his voice again in things. That's what
they'll be like, hey, sorry, pat him on the back and rehire him.
I think it won't be with Rooster Teeth and it won't be with Funimation. So it's going to be with like
Bang Zoom,
fucking Sentai. Like you'll hear him in like one show a year. But that's still better than none, because I think he's a talent that I would like to hear as a fan of dubs. I know a lot of people don't give a fuck about dubs. So I mean, I'm gonna miss him in Ruby. If you do follow Ruby, I did mention in this that
okay, I gotta cut you off because what if Lelouch's right? What if he just says fuck this and just goes into hentai dubbing?
That'd be fucking great. That's what I hope happens. But something tells me he probably
avoid that.
He probably doesn't.
He doesn't want to be associated with sex.
Probably. It's and watch this like Yuri hentai only. Like he just does a complete.
He's like the narrator.
180. But yeah, so that's my. I guess if I had to hope for anything, but once again, I think everybody should be cautious and fence it, as it were. One more last thing I wanted to mention because we had brought it up, like the weird with translation and stuff like that, or stuff put into dubs, and I talked about Anohana before, and I didn't compare it to like the Japanese audio of what the fuck was going on in the scene. But there was a scene in Anohana, I don't know what episode. It's when he first starts hanging out with Popo again. And he's at Popo, the homeless boy's shed house. And he's talking about how Popo used to be the tiniest kid, and now he's big. And then he's like, Popo says, he's like, yeah, I'm big. You want to see? And he's going to show his dick. And it was fucking weird. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And the kid just like, he's kind of like nonchalant. He's like, keep your pants on. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that? What the fuck was that? That scene happened and no one can make it unhappen. He was going to show him his dick.
I don't remember that in the Japanese version.
He was going.
But it's...
He physically goes to do it. He physically goes to like undo his pants. And he has like pink boxers underneath. He starts to like pull them down, and then he goes like, "Keep your pants on." It was fun. So on that note, thank you, Chad, for coming. And I want to thank my good friends Art and J-Chip for their triumphant return to the wonderful tripod that is the original
tripod now.
Yeah.
You mean the Triforce?
No. I don't play Zelda.
The Trinity?
The Blade Trinity? That movie kind of sucked.
It did.
I need to mention this too as something that I watched recently. Everyone needs to go to J-Chip's channel and watch his old room tour from 2010 or whatever it was, because it was like an hour long and it was like the greatest YouTube video I think I've ever seen in my life.
No, the greatest YouTube video is also on Justin's channel, but he privated it.
Is it the Resident Evil 4?
No, it's the one with it's the wacky cat video.
Yeah.
Where he's dancing with his cat.
You need. Have you seen the room tour? He goes through every wrestling DVD, wrestling DVD, and describes each WrestleMania in a 1-sentence description. And some of them you could tell like he kind of remembered, but like he I think he thought that he would have a full sentence. So some of them he's just like or it's like SummerSlam 2007. SummerSlam 2008. This one was great. It was the first appearance of blah blah blah. And I was like
I'm surprised that like you didn't watch my Resident Evil 5 review back in the day.
Because
I did. Yeah. It wasn't like my Resident Evil 4 review, but it's still an old review of mine.
It's because I played that game and I know that game is okay.
I love it, but yeah.
He loves it because he's a fanboy.
Nonetheless, go check out both these guys' channels if you have not yet. And thank you so much for coming. And we will see you all next week. See you guys.